In the aftermath of Hurricane Maria, the Botanic Gardens is not what it used to look like before. And today I have with me Jacqueline Andre, Forest Officer, National Park, Forestry, Wildlife and Parks Division, who is going to let us know more about how, if there's a possibility of us seeing the Botanical Gardens back to what it used to be before. You have a big task on your hand.
Yes, indeed, yes.
With getting back the Botanical Gardens to what it used to be. But I'll ask you first thing, did we undertake any pruning of trees in advance of Hurricane Maria?
We did a few normally you have to, Botanic Gardens, you need to do that, to do dead and decaying branches, so that it doesn't fall on anybody. And we had started with a small plan to do some beautification of the gardens. As you know, it's not like a crop that you plant today and in a couple of weeks you see things. Things take a little time. Yeah. And we were hoping to do enhancement. In fact, this year on the capital project, we had lots of plans for the gardens. We had our interpretation center, which did some form of interpretation of the Botanic Gardens and of the other ecotourism sites around the island that we were going to, that was supposed to be housed at our old forestry office. And that has gone.
Well, we know that the Botanical Gardens, they have 1,000-year-old trees, right? Is it 1,000-year-old, hundreds of years old?
Yes. In fact, I don't know, maybe you're too young to remember that we had what used to be the Botanic Gardens as one of the members of the Kew Gardens prior to Hurricane David. And Hurricane David did do a number on us. We lost quite a few trees, and some of them were replaced, some of them we couldn't get to replace. And this hurricane has actually done another number, and as quite a few of our huge trees have fallen, uprooted, and some of them have stayed. And as I'm sure, as you can see, we're already seeing the green coming back. So I've always tried to tell people that nature can take care of itself. Yes. What we do, we have to manage people, and so we are in the process of cleaning up. Trying to get the gardens organized. We have a team called DAT. They're an arborist group, and they're going to assist us in bucking some of the trees, pruning some of even the standing trees that may have dead and decaying branches, and assisting us to get some life back in the gardens.
So what is the plan to get the gardens back to where it used to be? And did you have a storage of seeds, or did you have a bank you can go back to and get the same trees planted back?
I believe that somewhere in the US, we've been speaking to a group that's going to assist us, that they do have some of the trees that the seeds that we can use to replant. Then we will speak with them to see how best we can, what we can do to get those seeds back. I mean, seeds take a bit of time to germinate, and so you're not going to see the gardens coming back to what it's like in 2-3 years. It takes a number of years for those trees to grow back, because those trees you see here are really trees that from other parts of Asia and the other parts of the world, and they've been there for long before me, So it will take some time before the gardens come back. But we've seen it after Hurricane David that some of the trees did come back, so we still have hope. And as I said, nature takes care of itself, and you can already see the green patches already. So,
So did we have a tally of the trees? So do you know which trees are still standing, or what percentage of trees?
That's what we did have a botanic guide for the gardens. So what we're going to be doing is looking back to see what trees that have gone and what trees that we need to replace. But our first operation is to do the cleanup, because we want to clean up because it's the only green space in town, and we want to clean up so that people can still come and enjoy what's left of the gardens. So we would like to do all the cleanup, all the loose galvanized, all the fallen trees, and there's no place for the little kids. Rosa is in a mess, so we would like to bring it back to some form of,
So finally, how soon we may be able to see that cleanup and the full restoration
It takes time. We have a small team, but hopefully, as I said to you, that is going to try to give us some assistance. We have 2 of them with us right here, and I think a group is coming on over the weekend. So we're just going. They will work along with our team, and we'll try to see as much as possible what can be done in the quickest time possible. But as you say, there's a lot of material on the ground to clear. So maybe those bakers who probably need wood for their oven.
So would you be storing the wood somewhere? Because I myself was thinking of when a few will run out.
Yes. What we hope to do for some of them, if we hope we can get a wood chipper, so we can chip them, because we will need them to put around the base of the trees. Those that can be converted into boards, we will convert them. And those, if somebody like probably prison and the other people who normally after an event who makes coals or for the what you calling it, the bakers, then they can come to access it. So it will help us to.
Well, there is some benefit coming, coming out. So anything else you'd like to add before we close off?
Well, I would just like to appeal to the general public to kind of bear with us, especially the motorists for the gardens. We are doing restoration work, and we would like them to reduce their speed and to avoid congestion, because we're going to be pruning, and branches are going to be falling, so they need to take their time, and we are concerned about the safety of our workers in the gardens.
So when will that pruning take place?
We've already started actually, but next week we will have more, because actually they've stolen most of our tools. Our storeroom was looted in the gardens. We've lost a number of our tools. So whatever we have, that's what we're working with, and we hope we can. We're speaking to an organization who is going to try to provide us with some more equipment. So that again depends on how fast we can get things done. That's the tools. Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Jacqueline Andre here of the Ministry of Forestry, Wildlife and Parks.